I just want to tell you that Richard, he has been loyal to the cause. He comes to every single event each month from Massachusetts to Connecticut, and we just love him. And he deserves everything that we can. All right. You need a chair or anything?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yep, speak right in there, Richard.
This is my new book, Artists in the Underworld. I have copies for you to buy, and I'll sign them. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah. I'm old and bent with age. I prepared something for today called Around Dallas. I say fossils. She says things, lurking or unseen, ancient things still with us. I say bones. She says dirt. Beneath you, the dirt beneath you is not just a place to walk or sit on a summer night. If you were to push your hand into it, you would touch the coolness of legacy, the tears of the dead. The soil is fatally damp. I mentioned the Leviathan of the land. See, he is rock. He cannot be understood, yet his cold, sub-eternal shadow steadies the assassin's sighted gun barrel, so curious to know its prey. She says that in dreams, we walk cities below the earth. Above us, there is a pounding on the door. Dinosaurs under Dallas. Down in the creek, we put our feet into dinosaur footprints and pick up pieces of fossilized bone to duel like crazed reptiles. The cutaway shelf of black clay is a history of Texas murder. Long winds thunder in our ears. The empty Dallas God speaks without ceasing. At home in Dallas, suburb life, in Mesquite, in the tail-fin 50s and flip 60s, the cement floors covered in beige tiles that echo the noisy TV, heel bones getting the beating when I walk through in dirty socks, TV commercials, toilet noises, loud farts, smarmy religious poems I wrote with a watercolor brush. Mom makes me walk to the store to buy Kotex and Butterbrickle ice cream. I find the hidden porn mags. Mom and Dad keep up with the assholes next door and invite them for cards. The backyard dog barks me out of the wet room, warning me about nonconformists. Mesquite, sunburn, mosquitoes, spiders, bugs in the cereal, dog turds under a lawnmower. My sister's new hobby, rough boyfriends. One pulls his shirt up. Look at my bullet scar. Just a little disagreement with an ex-friend. Later I'm out walking when FBI dicks swerve to the roadside. Join us in the car a sec. Just a string of questions we have for you today, sir. What do you know about the Dallas underworld? You can tell the truth. They won't get you out here. And incidentally, why are you walking down an empty freaking road 3 miles from your residence? The feds, with bologna sandwich breath, go through the script a couple of times. How many fucking boyfriends does your sister have? And is she really your sister's? What are these interesting individuals' movements? I think of toilet movements. Symphony number 2. Heard that one? Piano runs, pianissimo, go cat, go. run from the law, trail of evidence, leads to fugitive, quote, out walking. By TV light, Dad praises the shooting of civil rights, quote, agitators. The TV then erupts and yells, revolt on Beatnik, and don't give Hootenanny for his grimy old racism. On the TV, a cartoon head gets blown off. It's our environment. The head pops back up and chitters at the annoyed hunter, who throws his gun on the ground and jumps up and down on it. In a comic strip later, a communist is discovered and turned in. On Saturday, I'm laying on the bed looking up at a plastic jet fighter that hangs on a string with hallucinogenic glue holding it together. The pilot, a spider, bails. I wave a comic book, killing it with humor. Then I jump up, stalk out of the house and hit the road. Cows in the field chew and watch. I'm their TV. A motorist stops and asks me if I'm crazy. Well, maybe. Zoom. After a while, I become dizzy and stagger toward a mirror-topped lake that keeps jumping ahead. A pickup pulls over. I get in and the driver slides that Bible right on over with a big old grin. That's the answer, son. Saturday, I take the bus from Mesquite to downtown Dallas. Get off and walk the skyscraper canyons as hot wind bathes past my arm. There's a strip joint, dead in the sun. Customers won't come till the deep of evening. An old man in a suit leans against the door smoking a bitter cigarette. My eyes rake sideways at the glassed poster of a leggy blonde dancer in a cowboy hat and nipple tassels, toy guns drawn. Gotcha, with my Colt 45s. In spring of '64, I'm sitting in study hall goofing off when thoughts of the Kennedy slaying bring out my ballpoint. Ballpoint thoughts, suburbs at noon, dogs gargle near piercing green mimosas, lawn sprinklers hiss in the womb of whiteness, kids with sun-bleached hair and brown faces watch me from inside a big cardboard box, tumped over on its side, giving birth or taking it back. A newspaper rolls limply across the sidewalk. It has a picture of Jack Ruby, a pointing finger, the back of a head wearing a Stetson. Who shot that gun off? Then the crooked columns flip over in the wind. The newspaper's friend, a Baptist church leaflet, scampers along after it. The bearded prophet on the leaflet is calling out, "Wait up, don't you like me?" I reach down and pick up the newspaper. The leaflet says, "Oh, what have we? You like newspapers? Do you like music? I got a transistor radio in my back pocket. We could be good friends, you and me." Cassette poster. Faith, on fire, shooting high, 1964. In back of the church, yellow grass covers the cracks in the black clay. I imagine myself crawling out of the cracks severally. I am the earth, I am in it, of it, on it. I'm fractured that way. Nearby, there's the corrugated iron fence. I can smell the dirt. The face is brown in front of the rusting metal. In the churchyard, an updraft sends tatters of birds high into the air. New shoots have been deformed beneath the constantly planted feet of a well-meaning old man. A radio in 1963, part 1. It's got to be a joke. Half smiling, chewing the last bite of my candy bar, I see myself passing the crate along the conveyor belt. As the radio on the wall starts joking around, I reach for the next crate that's struggling toward me along the conveyor belt and see the shoulders of the guys getting the boxes out of the truck. When the radio starts joking around again, it's up on the wall shouting and clearing its throat because that old radio hasn't had a workout in 15 years. But it's going now, boy howdy. Shot. It chokes and then screams. Someone reaches up and slaps it, and that makes it calm down. It needed that. Oh, you bastard, you shot him. Each and every one of you shot him. Someone on the line yells, "It's about Kennedy. They gave that commie lover his payoff." But then a man sits down on one of the crates, puts his elbows on his knees, and lowers his head into his hands till his face is covered, brown hair spiking up between his fingers. A friend punches him in the shoulder, says, "Come on, it's a joke, right?" But he doesn't answer, just sits there and starts to shake. He's covering something very terrible with his hands. The friend backs away and shouts, "Stop that, you're making it true." The radio is calmer now. The crowds are starting to disperse. Police are in pursuit of the suspected slayer. What am I still talking for? You got him. You succeeded in preventing the changes he might have brought to this violent country. Goodbye. You don't need me to tell you what you did. Silence. The beginning of Brahms' First Symphony. The drum banging. Again, again, again. Oh, won't somebody kill it? Won't somebody shoot the fucking radio? God damn, you shot everything else. Can't wait. Have to go home. All the guys from the line are stampeding over the muddy field toward their cars. I don't have a car. I'm weird. I stumble and lurch among the clumps of high grass going across the field toward my family's living room with the TV turned on, the blurred images, the confused shouts of commentators. By the time I get there, the monitors will be set up in the hospital room, the nuns weeping in the hallway, the spectators who witnessed the shooting, all trying to escape the Metroplex, all doing 80, now not down I-67, getting as far from the flying skull fragment as possible, their eyes glazed. The other motorists all at risk from their crazy driving, the ones that didn't see, everyone at risk now. Everyone just a bag of blood driving down the highway. Part 2, on a bus at night. The man sitting next to me on the bus as it pulls out of Dallas points to my window where streetlights float through the oily darkness beyond the reflections of baggage. That there's the Texas school book depository. Think the country will ever forgive us? Smiling, expecting a yes. I closed the paperback I'm reading, Encyclicals of Pope Leo XIII. We're them, and they're us, I say. Forgiveness is as close as your dreams. Wait for it, wait for it. All right, don't wait for it. Part 3, savagely I walk. I dream I'm walking to Dallas, but darkness has fallen and I won't be in time for the motorcade, the seeing, the waving. The lights, one by one, go out far across the dark. I'm on a sidewalk that feeds into more sidewalks and more sidewalks and more and more. My feet kick forward. My mouth gulps night air. I get downtown about 1 a.m., past the public library. Then I pass smashed open shop fronts, empty shells of darkness where glass crunches because someone is inside walking across wall mirrors, walking out of one wall and into another, store after store. My dream starts to cut out on me. I kick and wasp rage as a terrible light starts to dissolve the city. 1964, 2019. Okay, that's all I've got.